All right, welcome to Talkin Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I'm going to talk about Cleanspark, stock ticker CLSK. Cleanspark is a Bitcoin mining company. They put out a press release today. I want to go through what they had to say, and their stock is going ballistic today. So it is the middle of the trading day, so anything can happen between now and the end of the trading day. But as of right now, it's up 18% on the day. So I want to dig into why that's happening. So let's talk about where Cleanspark is at. If you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot, and I really appreciate it. Lastly, you can become a member of the channel by hitting the join button on the YouTube page. If you don't see the join button, then you can hit the link below. Members get some additional content that is for members only, and we also have a members only live stream every Tuesday after the market closes. So that will be today if you're watching this video the day it's put out. Okay, so let's look at Cleanspark. Cleanspark right now is trading at $3.45. It's up 18% so far on the day. And like I said, it's still less than halfway through the trading day today. So Bitcoin is on a nice little run. It's still inside of a very small window of trading, but it's getting near the top of its very tight trading range. And the Bitcoin miners have been beaten down severely. So with this little run up on Bitcoin, some of the Bitcoin miners are having very exaggerated moves to the upside, and Cleanspark is amongst the leaders. They're up over 18%. And one of the reasons I think they're the leaders is the press release that they put out today. I have put out several videos on Cleanspark. They're worth rewatching, the last couple. I've been pretty much pounding the table that I think Cleanspark is very, very undervalued. It's one of two stocks that I just think is grossly undervalued. Their operational performance has been outstanding, and they've just got no recognition for that. In fact, when we look at some of the charts that I've made, you're going to see they've actually been punished for it over the last few months. So the number one question you're going to have is, we're up 18% today. Did I miss my window? Did I miss the opportunity? So I'm going to tell you why I don't think you have missed the opportunity. And in my opinion, again, this is not financial advice, but I believe this is just the start of much more to come. And I'm going to get to the charts later and show you. I think there's still significant upside left on Cleanspark. Okay, the first thing we'll do before we get going is the market cap's at $161 million, as you'll see right here. I want to compare that to the market cap over the last couple of years for this company. Back in January of 2021, they were over $1 billion company. Now, in January of 2021, things were out of control. I kind of discount the December, January, February period of that time frame, so I'm going to ignore that for now. But instead, I want to go to November of 2021. That is when Bitcoin hit its all-time high. By then, the small cap growth stocks mostly had been getting decimated, but the Bitcoin miners were running up along with Bitcoin. So this was still an $860 million company. Even as recently as August, this was a $250 million company. So if we go back to this, even with today's run-up, we're still only at $160 million. So that's less than they were just 2 months ago by $100 million. Okay, let's look at their press release and talk about what they did. Okay, this came out today, October 25th. Cleanspark exceeds 2022 guidance 2 months early, achieving 5 exahash per second, and raises year-end hash rate guidance by 10%. So we're going to get into what those numbers are. I will tell you, I specifically said in my last video, and I went through the math and showed you purchase by purchase why they were being extremely conservative in their year-end target at 5 exahash. I thought they would pass that in October, and they've now adjusted their guidance up to 5.5 exahash by the end of the year, and I believe they will pass that in November. So I still think they're being conservative. I have no problem with that, right? Because this still represents monumental growth. So, you know, sometimes things don't arrive when they're supposed to and all that other stuff. A lot of the Bitcoin mining companies are very gun-shy to start talking about big numbers because that backfired on a lot of these companies over the last year or year and a half. I expect them to be somewhere between 6 and 6.5 exahash by the end of the year. So in my personal opinion, they're going to have another press release just like this next month. They are the only ones that are beating their previous month every single month. I will say Marathon is doing the same thing, but that's not natural growth. They took 20 steps backwards, and they're still trying to get back to where they were a year ago. So in Cleanspark's case, that is the opposite. This company has been growing beyond belief. They were doing less than 1 Bitcoin a day. They were somewhere just over 0.1 exahash. They were very close to 0.2 exahash in January of 2021. So if you fast forward a year to January of 2022, they went from 0.2 exahash to 2.0 exahash. So that's a 10x right there. In the year 2022, they've gone from 2.0 exahash to now 5.0 exahash. So that's 150% growth again on top of that growth. So you can see this company has not stopped growing. And most of the Bitcoin mining companies, as you know, Bitcoin is in a bear market or a crypto winter or whatever you want to call it. So the vast majority of Bitcoin mining companies have had to scale back. Some have had to scale back drastically. Okay, so this is a quote from Zach Bradford, their CEO. In a period where the sector is experiencing reversals in forward-looking expectations, we are bucking that trend. We've hit our previously stated year-end guidance 60 days early thanks to our excellent teams, and we are thus able to raise our year-end guidance to 5.5 exahash. And again, I'm not speaking for the company. I personally believe, just based on the press releases they've put out and the machines they have scheduled for delivery, I believe they're going to beat that as well. CleanSpark has 4 owned and operated facilities, about 50,000 Bitcoin mining machines operational, and a daily production high of 19.2 Bitcoin. So they are going to have another month where, despite back-to-back massive increases in the difficulty level, they are going to beat their all-time record number of Bitcoin mined. They keep setting a new record every single month. There are very, very few companies doing that right now. 1 or 2 or 3 at the absolute most. Okay, so let's just look at their Bitcoin production over the last year. You'll see they set their all-time record in June with 339 Bitcoin mined. They broke that in July with 384. They broke that again in August with 395. They broke that again in September, which was their most recent report, with 448. I would expect, based on what this press release has said, they should be probably over 500 in the month of October. So a lot of companies are definitely going to decrease the number of Bitcoin that they mine. Okay, so here's hash rate by company as of September 30th. So this is the top 10 Bitcoin miners that are publicly traded in North America. You can see in September, they were at 4.16 exahash. That put them in 4th place. Just since September 30th, they've gone from 4.16, they're now at 5 exahash. So that is a big jump. That will jump them ahead of Bitfarms. It doesn't quite get them to where Riot is. They started 2022 at 2.0 exahash. So if they end at 6.0, that's a triple this year. So there's very few companies that have done that. I think there's 1 or 2 other companies that will be able to boast the same level of growth. Some of these companies have had virtually no growth. And almost all of these companies are fairly dramatically off of their January 1st expectations and projections for the year end 2022. This is how all the Bitcoin mining companies have reacted over the last 4 months. So this is compared to the lows that every single Bitcoin mining company hit in June of 2022. So you're going to see CleanSpark, I have called out several times. They are in the red. They're 22%. This is before today. They were 22% below their all-time low that they hit in June of 2022, when Bitcoin had its flash crash down to about 17,600. I have been adding to my CleanSpark position, and it's one that to me jumped out on this page. It's one of 2 or 3 that jumped out as a big opportunity. So it's obviously too soon to say that I'm correct on that. One day is not a trend, but this is why I do expect there's a lot more to follow. They haven't even gotten back to their low from this summer, even on a day where they're up between 16 and 18% most of the day so far today. Let's just finish up on the charts here. So here's CleanSpark on the 1-day time frame. You can see actually yesterday, this red line here at $2.75, they just hit their new low yesterday. So this is a massive, massive green candle today, one of the bigger green candles they've had. And you can see this gets them back to a level somewhere in this $3.40 range. They pushed this in late September and early October and then dipped way down. So they've run back up to this. So what I'd really like to see is a run back up above this line at $3.75, which was their lows from this summer. It would have to pull a double just to get back to where it was back in August. That's a 100% increase in the price of their stock. So again, to me, even there, that would just be the beginning. So it depends on what your time frame is on this. If you're willing to hold this for 1 or 2 or 3 years, I think there is huge upside left in this stock. As always, there's obviously downside risk, right? Bitcoin, we don't know the future of Bitcoin. The last several months, we've been stuck somewhere in this $19,000 to $20,000 range. So, if we have an extended bear market, this could obviously go the other way. So they're about 20% off of their all-time low, which was just yesterday. So you have that potential downside, and this is a company that did take out its lows from the summer. So you never know. If Bitcoin is struggling, we could hit new lows here. So it could get worse before it gets better. That is really always the case. So again, it's up to you guys to decide. But for me, I like what I see from CleanSpark. I wanted to get this information out to everybody and let them know what is going on with CleanSpark. And so thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next video.